Nothing's going to change in 10 minutes. We want you to evacuate now. Do not hesitate. Do not stay. Grab the necessary items and leave as quickly as you can. And when we mention grab the necessary items, we're talking about critical papers or critical medicine that you may need. We're not talking about packing a suitcase. We're talking about packing a backpack and having it ready. We can imagine the stress and extreme conditions our first responders have been under during this unprecedented time.
Welcome in, guys.
Do your part to help them.
I can't believe this.
And the best way you can do that is to evacuate.
Hi, everybody. I can't believe this is happening. This is live right now.
Our city is unified. Our city is in unified command with the Los Angeles County Fire Department and the Sheriff's Department. We're working together to ensure that our residents are safe and minimize potential damage to homes and businesses. All city recreation and community services have been canceled for the rest of the day. Our Santa Clarita transit buses are running behind schedule because of the traffic
25,000 under warnings.
I encourage all of you, if you are safe,
31,000 people under evacuation.
Not in an evacuation zone, please stay home and off our city streets. We need our streets open for evacuees to safely leave and for first responders to get in. Please do your part to help these fighting the Hughes Fire. I want to end with our heartfelt thanks to the firefighters, the Sheriff's Department, deputies, and other first responders. Your efforts have been nothing but heroic. From the city of Santa Clarita, we say thank you.
We'll take a look at all this stuff in a minute. Hi, Auntie Cheryl.
Thank you, Mayor. Now we're going to do question and answer with the media, and after we are finished with this, we will have breakout sessions, and we will provide Spanish interviews as well. First question.
Thank you. What's the plan for the night and into the morning?
Chief Marnie? Sure.
So we've already developed the day and the night plan with our unified partners. We are going to be on scene all night long, gaining more perimeter control, making sure that we can put out the hot spots, and then have enough resources in staging that if we do have a flare-up, we can move those resources to the fire line. So we already have a plan for tonight, and we're making orders for tomorrow.
Can you talk more about those plans for the night, like specifics?
Regarding number of resources or job assignments, we're going to keep the 4,000 firefighters assigned to the incident. We're going to increase our perimeter control, and we're going to extinguish those hot spots. So those would be the tasks. Yeah.
Near San Diego, I believe.
If you could describe the decision-making to first close the I-5 and now reopen. What changed that allowed you to reopen that particular byway?
So working with our partners at the California Highway Patrol, we needed to have better ingress and egress for emergency vehicles coming through the 5 freeway corridor. I believe that we've gotten a lot of the equipment that we need here for the rest of the evening. Obviously, that could change, that could be modified. So we want to give the 5 back to our community so they can get through here as safely and as efficiently as they possibly can.
And is there anything on the way of Interstate 5 that puts those drivers at risk at all, or are you concerned at all about what the traffic will look like?
Always concerned about hazards coming in and out, north and south. As far as I know now, we don't see any hazards, but the winds are what they are. I'm not a fire expert, but we listen to our fire experts, and if the winds shift, fire behavior does whatever it does, and if at any time we believe that our community may be in peril because of that wind or fire behavior, we'll close it again. I say we'll close it again. It's our partners at the California Highway Patrol who usually do that, and they do an excellent job at that.
Amanda Starantino, KCAL. Chief Maroney, I have 2 questions. A lot of people are on edge after the last couple of weeks and what we've seen happen in Altadena and the Palisades. How does this fire here, the Hughes Fire, compare to what we've seen the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think that we've all been on edge over the last 16 days, and we've had numerous fires start throughout Los Angeles County. The response to this fire between the Angeles National Forest and the LA County resources, in addition to the state resources that were pre-deployed, we had 2 strike teams in the Santa Clarita area. We were able to amass a lot of fire resources early on to change what this fire looks like. Just 3 or 4 hours ago, the smoke was laying across the 5 freeway. That's what necessitated its shutdown, because there could have been accidents, but also the ability to fight the fire from the air. The winds were strong, but they were not those 70, 80, 90-mile-an-hour winds that we experienced on Tuesday the 7th. We had a very robust, like Director Tyler spoke, a robust helicopter and fixed-wing retardant response to this incident. We were able to put in tens of thousands of gallons of retardant on the south side of the fire because the fire was moving to the southwest. It was really the aircraft, in addition to all of those ground resources, which allowed us to get the upper hand. Because had you been here a few hours ago, the situation looked much different, and it certainly looked much more threatening.
And Chief Maroney, what are the biggest challenges heading into the night?
Well, into the night, it's going to be making sure that we can rest our crews that have been out there since 10:42 this morning, making sure we can feed them. Firefighting is dirty and dangerous work, but we got to rotate our crews through so we can have, a lot of production and efficiency throughout the night. We're going to take advantage of the lower temperatures and hopefully the reduced wind speeds and the higher humidities to try to get an upper hand.
Okay, thank you. And Sheriff Luna, this is for you. With the 5 reopening, will there still be no access to those neighborhoods now that people will be driving up and down those roads, so getting off at Parker, Lake Hughes, Hasley, all those evacuation order areas, just because the 5's open, is that still going to be blocked off?
We're assessing that now to make sure, but we'll have a lot of presence. If you are coming into the area, be ready to be challenged, meaning in a polite way, to find out if you actually live here. Be ready to show identification, because we want to make sure that we're limiting the people who are coming in and out, and it's people who actually belong here.
I guess this question might be for you, Sheriff, since you guys handle evacuations. I'm Craig with KNX News. When it comes to the idea of evacuation, some people are stubborn, they don't want to go. Have you seen a change in attitude with this fire and now because of the terrible devastation, the death toll, and the fact people are panicked because of the Eaton fire and the Palisades fire?
I haven't received that assessment yet, but I will in the next couple of hours to see how we did on this one. Our deputy sheriffs do amazing work. And yes, whether it was the Palisades fire in Malibu Lost Hills for us, and the Eaton fire in Altadena, our deputies' jobs are very difficult. There are times where people challenge them. They get evacuation orders, and they refuse to leave. They think that they're going to be okay. I know I told the story earlier of a situation in the Altadena area where we were directing people to evacuate, and they refused to, and the deputy felt that they were in such danger that he actually threatened them with arrest. There was an argument between a wife and a husband. Wife saying, hey, we should listen. They listened, they left, and they are now crediting the deputy sheriff for saving their life because that house and neighborhood completely burned down. Those are the challenges that we face, but you've heard it here over and over, and really the message is simple. If there's an evacuation order, please leave. Do not put your life at risk. Do not put the life of first responders at risk. It's not worth it. And I'm even pushing it that if you're in an evacuation warning, you should also leave. Gather your most important items, medicines, important paperwork, pets, chargers for your phone, and get out of the area. Don't sit there and argue. It is not worth it.
scary stuff, man.
Camilla Rambaldi with NBC4. My question is for Fire Chief Maroney. You talked about some of the wind conditions and the plan going into the evening hours and tomorrow. At this point, are there any additional concerns that you have in battling this fire?
No additional concerns. You know, the situation that we're in today is much different than the situation we were in 16 days ago. We have so many resources from Northern California, from the Western United States, international resources, aircraft resources, the number of helicopters and fixed-wing retardant tankers that are available to us really allow us to attack a fire like this and have it laid down right as we reach nightfall. It was a monumental work from the firefighters that were on scene, our law enforcement, our sheriff's deputies, the CHP. They did great work today, and it was a good example of what we can do when we have enough people and when we have enough aircraft.
David Gonzalez with ABC7. Chief Maronian opened this up to Garcia and Tyler as well. Just, you mentioned the importance of giving your fire crews a break. It's been 2 very tough weeks for your fire crews. How's the morale of your firefighters? It seems that this fire popped up and the first thing people thought of is, here we go again. How are your fire crews doing? And just how do you tackle this to keep them motivated?
Yeah, their morale is excellent. And firefighters and sheriff's deputies, they never give up. And they're ready to keep doing it until the weather changes. We do have rain that's predicted for this weekend. It was light to moderate. I think it's being bumped up to moderate. It's hard to believe that we might have rain Saturday, Sunday, and Monday when we have fire weather on Wednesday. The firefighters have all banded together along with their law enforcement brothers and sisters, and they're out there. They've been on the line since January 7th, that Tuesday. Many of my LA County firefighters worked 9 days in a row before their first day off. That's 9 24-hour shifts in a row. They left their families. They missed important engagements. They missed birthdays to protect the residents of LA County. And that's what LA County firefighters do. And they're just like the other firefighters that Chief Garcia represents, or that Director Joe Tyler represents, or the deputies and the law enforcement officers that Sheriff Luna represents. They're tireless, they're driven, and they've done an amazing job over the last 16 days. So proud of them and the work that they've done. Yeah, no, all of the additional resources that came into LA County have certainly assisted us. I don't have a timeline on when they're going to demob and go back to their states or to their countries, or when the aircraft are going to return to their home bases. But for now, the Weather Service did extend the red flag that we're under today all the way till Friday at 10 a.m. So I can't imagine that we're going to have any reductions in personnel. The teams that the National Incident Management Team from the Federal Forest Service brought down to help us manage the Eaton fire, and the 2 or 3 teams that Director Tyler brought down from CAL FIRE, those incident management teams, they're still in the area. They're not going home because the threat hasn't been completely abated. It's really going to be weather driven, and the climate is certainly changing because it's January, and we've had numerous fires over the last 2-week period.
Hi, Jade Abishan, KHTS Radio. Will Hart High School remain the evacuation center? We know it's already changed once, so there is some concern about that.
If it's okay with you, let me follow up with you just to make sure. I know we use that immediately. We'll confer with our city partners and see if that's working with very valuable input from our community, and then we'll see where we go from there. We'll let you know right away, though.
Okay, that concludes the question and answer portion of this press conference. We will break out. There's PIOs from Los Angeles County, Angeles National will be around to answer your questions. Thank you all for coming.
Well, there you have it. That was the first news conference we've had on the Hughes Fire in the Castaic area. The good news out of this fire is that the 5 freeway is now going to reopen, as the sheriff said to the public.
Good news, right?
It had been closed for access for firefighters to be able to get there.
Okay, well, that's good. So the main highway there is getting reopened. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back, California. I'm so sorry you guys are going through this again. But what you see on the left-hand side of your screen is the Hughes Fire. The Hughes Fire just started at 11 a.m. this morning. So I'm going to get rid of the chat box here, and then I'm going to move this baby over here so we can make this footage a little bit bigger so we can see it. I'm lying so I can see it better because my eyes are old. Old. But you can see they have a bunch of helicopters up there, like a lot. Let's see if we've got the Sky Fox guy talking.
In orders 25.
Not yet. But look at this thing. I mean, I hate to say it, spreading like wildfire, right? Have you guys hit the like button? Please do. Please do. That'll get it out in the algorithm. We get more people coming in here. More people will find it. Because we're going to go over, we're going to turn on that scanner and see what's going on. Oh, I'm sure the air is bad. I mean, now more people may lose their homes. I mean, jeez. They say the winds are not as strong as the Palisades. The personnel is on the ground. It's made a big difference. But with nightfall, the fire is laying down a bit. So with that, the 5 freeway is opening up again. High positive vibes, Seth. I see you. Peekaboo. Seth, I see you. This is horrible. Horrible. You think they're being lit? Let's see what you guys think in this poll. Oh, wow. 73% of you think they're intentionally lit.
And you can see some hot spots essentially, but that's it. We've still been seeing those helicopters and those planes making the drops. We've seen the dozers out there covering up hot spots. And I just spoke with the firefighter. We have the line of LA County firefighters behind us. There's some still here, but I was speaking with them. They were just talking about how crucial this corner is, and that's why they were going to attack it, because they didn't want it to cross the 5 or go south towards Santa Clarita. So you can see possibly the line of firefighter vehicles out on this roadway right now, and this is kind of their line, their wall that they're trying to build as a defense, trying to prevent the spread. This is on Tapia Canyon Road. Just really going all out on this, and this is looking towards Charlie Canyon Road as well. And so far, again, it seems to be working, and it just seems like the general sense in the area is that this thing seems to be cooperating with fire department and with fire crews out here.
So it looks like they're doing the same thing with the retardant, right? And they just have to wait and see if it holds. I know. Hey, retired. Captain Kurt, what's up? Yeah, there's another fire, the Hughes Fire.
Resources from Southern California, Northern California, other states definitely helping in this firefight, as well as those air resources. And again, it seems like firefighters right now are getting the upper hand. I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
They're confident
It's great
about
work.
it,
All right, Matthew, thanks so much. Let's go to Ralph's parking lot in Castaic. That is where Robert Moses joins us live. And this is sort of become an evacuation center of sorts. Robert?
Wow, hey, good afternoon. And the good news we heard from that press conference, as you mentioned, is...
All right, let's see what the scanner is saying, guys. Let's chat and listen to scanner. Let me crank that up a little bit. This is Ventura County Fire.
Ventura Squad 3 is available.
Can you guys even hear that? It's so low. Why is their scanner so low? I have it turned all the way up too. Look at that fire. Is that even the one we're watching? That's the thing with this footage, you guys. I don't even know if freaking what we're seeing is the real footage right now or not. I'm scared to have this turned all the way up. I'm not going to mess with it until we hear it again. But we have, let me get the latest updates on this. Let's see. The Hughes Fire, Ventura County and Los Angeles County, is currently burning at 9,400 acres with 0% containment. The Eaton Fire is now 91% contained, and the Palisades Fire is 68% contained. That's really scary. Then there's the Center Fire in San Diego. It's 4 acres right now, but that can change really fast, as we have seen, right? Look at that glow. Let's take a listen.
Rushing out.
The scanner's dead. I can't hear anything.
In the past, not as like extreme as this one, but we've always just grabbed whatever was needed, like clothes, just everything, like photo books and everything, and just grabbed it and go. Like, it wasn't really like time to process everything. We just grabbed whatever's near and dear and just went for it. Like, our dad has trained
us. Good dad. Snowflakes, I know, right? I'm going to leave this channel and try to find something else, because Fox tends to like loop their stuff. Oh, I was like, oh, that's me. NBC LA. Here we go. Look at this footage.
Hour or so, you can see the dozers there on the bottom. They have been trying to put out any hotspots that kind of
look at that
start because of any embers that fly because of that burn area right now. They don't appear to be that active in terms of battling it right now, although it is picking up. But we have seen a lot of air support over the course of the last hour or so to get this tampered down. If we can pan over, Azucena, our photographer, pan over to the right, I think we can show you kind of the glow of where
this is a new one, Snow.
Concern right now. You can see
oh, geez,
probably where there's a lot more active flames right now, and some of their efforts in terms of their air power on making sure some of that is tampered down before it gets windier, if it's going to get windier, or before planes can't fly anymore because of the nighttime. So that is going to be a concern over the course of the next several hours. That is a concern for a lot of residents that live in the Castaic area.
So they can't fly at night now?
And I heard you say the remarkable thing that we heard from that news conference is that 0 structures were damaged in this fire. And that is...
Well, it's not contained. Why are they celebrating before it's even contained? You know what I mean, guys? Why are they like, oh, no structures were damaged? Right, but it's blazing and it's getting dark, and they're like, oh, the helicopters can't fly over at night. But then they're like, oh, the good thing is no structures are damaged. Like, what the hell you think's going to happen overnight, people?
The fire never crossed the lagoon, or at least embers never crossed the lagoon, and they were okay. Let's take it back. You can see the dozers now moving back in this direction.
I mean, geez.
That line of flame still works on the ridge side. If you're looking at us on a map right now, you'll see the 5 freeway, and then you'll see Castaic, and then you'll see what looks like kind of the ridge that goes toward Castaic Lake. We're on the essentially the east side of that ridge. Again, it's open land here. There's a lot of fuel to burn, sure, but there are no structures in the area. So that is where we're situated right now as fire crews continue to work this area.
This is live right here.
We're going to continue to watch this too and try to make our way in just a short bit to where it looks like there is more fire burning closer to the Castaic Lake area, and see how far we can get to show you that.
Hold on.
But the firefight continues here.
Let me turn him down. B, didn't they just say that the helicopters couldn't be up there at night? I'm like, what the heck? Right, I thought it was the fixed wing as well. Oh, Georgia rain. Oh, God. Hang on. I must not be logged into YouTube. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Look at my life stories on the fucking screen. I'm just kidding. Hold on. I got to log into my my YouTube account. I was logged out. Let's try that shiz again. There we go. You like that ad I got? It's beautiful.
Are they
Tell me I'm a fat ass, not telling me I'm a fat ass, YouTube.
Been lighting backfires, Colleen. We did hear about that. I'd say about an hour ago was when we first got the first report of firefighters lighting those backfires. And of course, that is just another firefighting technique that is at their disposal. And in this type of situation, because the winds are still working in their favor, they're able to do it. Widening out the big to the big shot, though, I want to show you the difference from when we first arrived hours ago to what we're looking at now. Obviously, it's getting a lot darker, so it's a little bit more difficult.
It doesn't look that bad.
I mean, you can see those little bits of flame throughout. We do have what looks to be still an active spot. I believe it might be the same one that Macaulay was just talking about there on the east side. But overall, compared to what we were seeing earlier when we first arrived on scene, the situation is looking so much better. So much better, in fact, that the 5 freeway is about to be reopened.
Well, they're reopening the freeway, so.
Had gotten word that maybe it was already open, but when we checked, it still looked like the north side was being held. There you go. So that's right at the 126. It does look like the north side is being held, but the south side, I am starting to see a trickle of vehicles. So the south side appears to be reopened. North side still efforting to open that side of the 5 freeway. And that is so crucial for all the people just trying to get home. We have a lot of viewers, of course, in the Fraser Park area who are simply stranded on either side of this fire. But as they push in here, it looks like as the smoke moves out of the way, I believe the flames may have found some fresh fuel burn.
Now it looks really bad.
Wayside Canyon Road, next to Charlie Canyon Road as well.
Wayside Canyon, Charlie Canyon.
No structures there, fortunately, but a lot of vegetation and a lot of dry vegetation. So with nightfall, images like this are going to become more obvious to the people in the community, and it's going to look really daunting. But just know that overall, the fire is looking a lot better.
Yeah, we talked about that I-5 closure here. One of the reasons why they shut everything down because they wanted to have the space to get the assets to where they needed to be. And the reason why they're contemplating even reopening the 5 is because they feel confident and comfortable with everything that they have in place, not only the equipment, but the people in place as well.
We had also heard early on that smoke was an issue blowing over over the 5 freeway there. We heard that from one of the CHP officers we interviewed this afternoon. Ileana, as we continue to look at your shot, Mac had described a glow on a hillside behind him. I think
that looks really ominous.
On the split side of the screen. Can you give us an idea of where that is and which direction this fire is going right now?
Yeah, let me throw up the map so that you can see the streets.
The overlay.
Give us a better idea of exactly where this is. So you see it there. It's that middle area of vegetation just between Wayside Canyon Road and Charlie Canyon Road. Again, there's no structures there, but it is vegetation. And in the direction that it is burning, it would be burning toward the 5 freeway, which again is not what you want to hear because the 5 freeway is just about to be completely reopened.
There's no houses
here. But the good news is that the smoke, which was obscuring visibility on the 5 earlier, that's a lot higher now. So before, drivers, even if you could make your way through on the 5, you simply couldn't see. The visibility was so poor. Even Camarillo Airport went IFR, which means that they were limiting the aircraft that could take off and land there unless they could fly in or take off using instruments, not just
really,
by
Brendan?
line of sight because the visibility was so poor. So it did affect visibility not only on the roads but also in the air.
So this is actually in an area of no homes, which is really good, right? A lot of small oil pumps in that area. Oh shit, Scorpion. It looks bad. It does. Now that they've zoomed in.
Is looking a lot better.
They're saying it's looking better.
Live for us, News Chopper 4, again with these images here at 5:40.
But if they can't fight it overnight, what the heck are they going to do? Oh, I can't with this lady. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. I'm going to find something else. Something else has to be on. Here we go. KCAL in the house. See what this girl's saying.
In a brushy area. All right.
That was
thanks so
the
much
same
for
girl.
That, Luz Delia, and we'll be getting back to you very shortly.
Delia.
But now we're going to go to our other colleague, Ross Palmer.
Why is the
Fire
audio doing that?
Evacuation Center. Good evening, Ross.
Listen, I'm at the College of the Canyons. I want to show you here. This is the evacuation center set up by the Red Cross, and this was originally at heart.
Okay. Look at that fire. Wow, 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 wow. Castaic Middle and Elementary School students were evacuated to Ralph's parking lot at Halsey Canyon. Jeez. So he's live at the evacuation center. The smoke is awful. I didn't know there were oil pumps everywhere. Hi, Palmetto Bug. Palmetto Bug, are you flying around tonight in Florida? It's kind of cold for palmetto bugs tonight. Sorry, what's the yellow part on the picture to the right? Okay, so that is the trail of the helicopters. Let me reset that, because where that yellow part is where the fire is. And all of the helicopters have skated. They're gone. If you see that, there's a couple there, like this one. I think that might be news. And I think that one might be news. But all of the helicopters that were like raging on this fire are gone. Hi, RLA. This is Ventura / Los Angeles County. Well, isn't it, Paul? A little chilly for all that. It's like 32 degrees this morning. B. Williams, there was a large housing area on the left side of the lake, but I believe they protected that area and the fire is moving the other direction. I think that's what she said too. So it sounds like it's okay unless there's these oil pumps that fuel it up, right? Or God forbid these winds. But they, like they said, they laid a huge layer of that stuff. Snowflakes. Snowflakes, do you ever take off your tinfoil hat? Ever? W. Hey, what's up, W. Smith? W. Smith listens to my son's music sometimes. How you doing, W? Hey, Ange. It was 1 degree on your way to work today, Shell. Ooh-wee, you could keep that. You can keep that. Oh, let me unmute the scanner. I gotta quit saying, unmute that and see what it says when it kicks in. 32 is balmy in your mind. I'm sure it is. Noel says it's north of Six Flags. Thank you, Noel. What does 420 friendly mean? Is that what you said? It means that we have marijuana merch. It means we're friendly to people that like to smoke. We don't judge. We're not judgy. I saw a guy getting the number plates of kids setting fires. Look at that fire behind her. Thank you, W. I told him too. What is that? Now that looks eerie as hell. Baby D. -2 wind chill. I know, snowflakes, but sometimes you have to force it off, baby. Hey, Melissa B. Yeah, their scanner is really low.
Do you have a unit number for the RP?
Try turning it up. Turn it up. I do, Scorpion. I do. Home girl. Home slice.
Only requesting contact by phone. Her phone number is in comment flash.
Can you guys even hear the scanner? That's all the way up on my end and theirs. I feel so sorry for the wildlife. Yeah, it's scary. And I hate when they interview kids in these catastrophe situations. I think it's so gross. Why do they do that? Like, why do they do that? I feel like that's so weird. Georgie Rain. It's -18 with wind chill. Lady Tiger sent me an email. Thank you, lady. I'll check it after. Hi, Big T. Become a member today, guys. Oh, who became a member? I missed it. T-Dub. Thank you for becoming a member today. Welcome to the Clicker Club. Your husband's heading to Riverside for work. Oh. Hey, Vixie. How you doing? I know I would never put my kid on TV like that. So weird people are. Hey, Ludwig. Hey, Cramit. Yeah, it's really low. I don't know why. It's like that's their audio. I have the audio turned up all the way on Broadcastify, and then I have the audio turned up on my Streamlabs. Yeah, it's like if you can't find someone better than a kid to interview, like, stop it. Oh, Alabama mama. W, my kids had off school the last 2 days because it was cold. Yeah, we'd get cold days up north in Michigan. Ange Carter, 14 months. She's sending prayers to California. Thank you, Ange. It's so nice having you back. Do you know when Seth and Tony are supposed to go on Lore Lodge? That's a if. That's a huge if. True You News. In my opinion, I think that's a if. That shit's gotten really, really nasty in the past few days. Like, X is literally the cesspool of it all. Scorpion, yeah, it's weird. Look at this, though. Doesn't seem to be calming down to me. I mean, I see some flames freaking spiking. How about y'all? I'm from England, so I've only known since they started. Hi, Vixie from England. Welcome in. Hey, Lucia. I know, Snowflakes. We all did it, but you know what? Snowflakes, we were duped. In my opinion, we were duped because we got Facebook and all of us treated it like, yeah, they're not saying nothing on there exciting. We all treated it like a excuse me, a photo album, right? Look at this thing raging. I can't believe this. But we used it as like a photo album because we got digital cameras. That was where they got us, girl. Because before that, we used to have to get all that shit developed, right? Well, then we got digital cameras. And then what happened? We uploaded them all to Facebook because we didn't know what else to do with them. And our Facebooks clearly became our online photo albums, right? Scary. It's really scary that we just willingly did it, though. It was so fun. Sorry about that. See, and then I get confused and I think, are we seeing the same images? You know what I mean? Hey, jammers. Hey, electronic. But yeah, the flight radar just like fizzled out. When I first got on here, it was like probably 6 helicopters over there. Really, Tommy? Well, I don't have Facebook, so I'm not on there. Kay, just found you recently, Jay for Justice. Never been a fan of Facebook, but definitely a fan of yours. Well, thank you, Kay. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's just going to burn a bunch of vegetation. So there's not any structures that are at risk with this one, which is good. So it's not like the Palisades or the, you know, when it was headed for Brentwood and stuff. That was really super scary, right? That was like terrifying. Yeah, Facebook sucks. The book face. I just watched something about the movie Snowpiercer being the Willy Wonka sequel in Holy Hell. What, Ludwig? Is it weird? I know we all say F Facebook, but we all had them pretty much. Hey, Ryan Apple. How long till the fire reaches the retardant barrier? I don't know. It looks like it's at the barrier. I think they were doing it right there. I'm not really 100% sure, though, because they're down there with dozers and stuff, so I really don't know. I shouldn't say that. I don't know. Hey, Ottawa. I just figured I'd go live. I thought they were worse than they were, but I thought I'd go live with a little update. I didn't plan on staying here all night, but I did want to touch base. Let's see, this is 2 different views, it looks like.
Very low in comparison to where we were earlier today. So a little bit of good news there, and it'll be even better when we see, you know, the
hey, John
fire
Gone Girl
put out, obviously, but those are the conditions out there right now, Marla and Christine.
Quick question for you. So you talked about the biggest period of concern being tomorrow. How does that compare with the winds we saw today?
So the winds that we are expecting to see tomorrow, in that criteria for the red flag warning, we're expecting to see some of those gusts at about 35 to 50 miles per hour.
Oh, that's not good.
Now, when this fire started, our wind gusts were at 30 miles per hour, so still in that criteria. So based off of what we could see tomorrow, we could see winds kicking up even higher tomorrow. I clocked in some winds across the surrounding areas, so Santa Clarita, Valencia, stretching through Newhall, Saugus, all around that area. You know, over the last, I'd say, 4 to 6 hours, I've seen wind gusts come in clocked at anywhere from about 30 to up to 48 miles per hour.
Who's the real Tommy?
We're still seeing those winds move in and around the area, although they're not directly over this fire. And this will be the case again, moving over into tomorrow, where we could see the winds still going as high as what we saw with today, but even higher.
Makes me wonder if they will keep those evacuation orders then through tomorrow, perhaps even Friday, Marla, just to allow crews to be able to have access. They've gotten people out already. If there's more concern tomorrow, let's keep them out until we're completely done.
Very likely. We saw that, and we see those evacuation orders for the Palisades fire still.
What do you mean, the Tommy? I don't know. I don't know who the real Tommy Robinson is. You should, Ange, for real. Justice for the real John Fitzgerald Jr., replaced by George Onassis, son of Marie Callas and Aristotle Onassis. Larney, thank you. Thank you. Ooh, God.
The canyon is calmer, but up by the fire, I mean, you can see it just kind of taking off.
Yeah, it is.
And I can almost hear it from where we are. I don't know if you can hear it on TV, but it does seem like it's taken off pretty good with the winds going up the mountains, because we always talk about the flame pushes quicker going up the hillsides, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now. As this fire continues to grow, it seemed like if you go in the southwest direction of the fire towards the 5, firefighters on that end have an upper hand, but over here it seems like it's still kind of pushing and growing further south at this hour. I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Well, always, you know, Matthew, when it's the night sky like that, it gives a whole different picture there and kind of a whole different fear. But when you have the winds, perhaps not as bad as they were today, but still the concern for tomorrow, what is your thought as to evacuations? Might they stay in place for another day, just for the access of it all for firefighters?
Yeah, I can see evacuations staying in effect, especially if you look further south. I do want to pull up a map, so James, if you don't mind just kind of showing us the flames here again, and even just the giant glow in the sky. It is pretty remarkable. I'm just going to look at a map here. Just looking further south, I mean, those are the areas that I would be concerned right now. I know it seems like firefighters have a good line at the 5 and westward, but up in the Copper Hill area, in that area and in north, I think should be just kind of watching this closely tonight, especially with those winds blowing that direction. And it's such rugged terrain. It's really tough firefighting up in there.
Hi,
up
Sherry.
in those hills. It's hard to, you know, beyond making drops, there's not a lot of hand crews that can get up in that steep terrain, especially at night. So that's one of the concerns I'd have going forward this evening.
Yeah, and you don't have your mask on, and it looks like it's much calmer out there, as we've been hearing from Star and other locals.
Yeah, it is calmer where we are currently. We do see those gusts, and I think it's probably because we're in between a couple of ridges where we're standing right now. There's actually, you can maybe see there's even flames on this side of us. So we're kind of in between some hills on both sides. So I think it's kind of calming the conditions where we are, at least wind-wise, but you can definitely tell where the flames are taking place up on those ridges is still gusting pretty good as more firefighters are pulling in. Looks like these are from CALI Fire right now. Definitely bringing in some reinforcements as they see this area of concern pushing further south right now.
Well, you know, as we are looking at this here, we are reminded that it must be...
Look at that.
It is much calmer at this hour here as we approach the 6 o'clock hour. But with that concern where we heard from Star about the winds tomorrow...
Well, they're saying it's calmer than it was earlier, and this has been going on since 11, 12, 1, about 2 o'clock Eastern. About 6 hours. So they're saying they've got a pretty good hold on it. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Tommy Robinson. I'm sorry. Here's from earlier. Watch. This is earlier.
Up in flame.
Oh, no, it's not. It's just a freaking promo. They're so dramatic, the damn news.
I love how you give us this lesson about what's happening.
Oh, we need to rewind.
And
generally just...
I want to hear the lesson from above.
From above.
Hey, Pat and Juan. So here's the bulk of the flames, and as intimidating as this hellacious fire looks here, it's worth pointing out that all of these towering flames are not near any homes right now. And in fact, I'm hoping we're going to start to really see these flames begin to die down pretty quickly, because they are starting to hit that line of fire retardant that the air tankers spent all day lining up right here. And it's right here at the top of the fire road, right here at, I believe this is Wayside Canyon. So right up in this area, it's beginning to hit that right now. You couple that with the fact that it's also much more difficult for fires to race downhill as opposed to uphill. And so I'm hoping that we're really going to start to see those flames die down. Now, I'm going to have my pilot, Chris, turn us to the left here to the west, doing a fantastic job up here today.
9,400 acres.
And here's the thing. Now, I know because I saw on CHP's information website as well, they were saying that the 5 freeway is open. Southbound lanes are open, but I'm going to zoom in here once I can.
I don't like the looks of that shit.
And show
Too
you
close
that
for
last
comfort.
I checked, northbound had not yet reopened. It looked like they were getting ready to reopen it here. So right at the 126, as I zoom back in, look, you see southbound traffic coming through, but northbound is still not getting through here. So even though they were saying on their incident information page that north and south are open, not the case just yet. This is the 5 at the 126. So you can see here that they have this. They're still forcing people to the westbound 126. That would be the on-ramp to the northbound 5 right there from Newhall Ranch Road. So that has not quite reopened yet. So southbound getting through, coming from the Central Valley, from the Grapevine, got a long line of cars, a long line of trucks here that have got to get their cargo up towards, you know, the Bay Area, Sacramento, or wherever. I mean, the 5 freeway, obviously one of the most important roads in the country, and it's still completely shut down here northbound. So I saw some Caltrans trucks going back and forth, talking with each other. Maybe they're getting ready to reopen some lanes, or maybe they're setting up a cone pattern up ahead where they're going to reopen at least a couple of the left lanes and keep a couple of the right lanes blocked off just for precaution. We'll see what happens here. So we're still monitoring the closure of the northbound 5. Southbound is open. Not quite the case as you make your way northbound. Hopefully that will be changing soon. Mike, are you down there with us?
Hi, Des. Yeah, we are. And, you know, as Des is talking about the incredible aerial operation that's going on, and we look at that, I want to see if we can put my computer in an inset, because I really want to give people an understanding about how all of this works. It is such a coordinated effort up there in the sky.
We're getting a lesson from the sky. Listen up.
Get in and out where they need to and make sure that they are in the right location. So when we're ready, we'll show you my computer here, and I'll walk you through kind of how all of that works here. Everyone's at a certain altitude, doing certain things, even turning in certain directions. So it's all pretty interesting as we look at these flames here that are burning. And thank you, Mike, in the control room. So look, this is a very crude map that I just kind of made up based on the information here. So the altitudes don't necessarily represent where the terrain is, but I just wanted to show you here. Helicopters are down at 500 feet, and they are doing a right-hand orbit. Then your next set, you have air tankers. Those are your bigger ones. Those are your retardant droppings. Those are your DC-10s, your MD-80s, all of those things. And they're making a left-hand orbit around 1,000 feet.
Welcome in, everybody.
About 500 feet above that, 1,500 feet above ground level, you've got the air tankers doing orbits and strategically planning where they're going to be. So those guys are kind of hanging out at this level. And then on top of everybody at 2,500 feet is what is called air attack. Air attack is basically air traffic control in the sky. And they are coordinating how everyone gets in here, where they go, how they move, what areas need to be hit, and it's a very, very coordinated operation. And keep in mind, this is at 2,500 feet. Desmond is up at 8,000 feet. Wow. So we are significantly away from all of these things that need to happen to make for a safe firefighting operation. But, you know, there's so many people that you know, ask, well, why don't we have more? And look, you see one that's flying through the shot here, right at around the mark that I left at about 500 feet. A lot of people ask, well, why don't they put more aircraft in here? Why isn't it like this? Why isn't it like that? And a lot of that has to do with the trajectory that everyone needs to get into.
Now, that at the air attack, are those mapping planes that go in first so they can assess and tell the other aircraft where to go, or where they need to have water or a fire retardant?
Yes, there's two versions. There's the mapping ones are much, much higher, several thousand feet higher. Air attack is just coordinating where the actual drops are, and then the mapping planes are higher than that.
Okay, so we've got, that's a great perspective for us, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
I love how you give us this lesson about what's happening above us. And,
I love it too. Thanks, Mike.
Is 8,000.
Thank you so much, Kels. A member for 9 months. You could have had a whole ass human. So grateful for you, Jay. You're beautiful inside and out, as are you. Looks more like a controlled burn to me. Hey, Paul. Paul with your clogs. So there's 8,000, almost 8,100 acres burned, 19,000 mandatory evacuation, and 15 under warning. Hughes Fire, 9,400 acres. 31,000 people are being evacuated and 23,000 on the warning. Hey, September.
You want a cough drop?
D-Love of God, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea how they started. They say embers, but who knows? Let's see what this lady says.
At that paintball.
Hello,
so
Ontario.
Are you still there, or have you moved your location, Luz Dahlia?
Hello, Ontario.
We are still here. The difference is that before we were talking about how conditions can change quickly. Well, they have. In fact, now we have more eyes in the air, more boots on the ground in this area, because Joe's going to show you right now.
Oh, Lord.
This hillside just started to burn at a quick rate, and it has expanded
to
a different area. So we saw that the fire pattern was moving upward and over the hill. It has just come down.
Hey,
so
Nikki Stripper
now
Poles.
you are seeing that fire moving. Earlier we saw a bunch of engines moving inward, and that's because while this is burning in this area, as Joe moves to the left, you are going to see an orange glow.
Yeah, I see houses. What do you mean no structures?
That's where those engines are going. So it appears that the fire is moving
lights
in different areas. Obviously, engines are trying to assess and reassess their firefighting strategy. And we just saw
within minutes
right now on the hillside. So it seems like, oh yeah, definitely those flames are getting more aggressive.
They just told us it was calming down for the
I'm
night.
not sure if you can see, but from my vantage point, I can definitely see those flames, and they are just going. And again, we've been hearing,
you could hear it
over and over and over again how dry conditions are. You can see dry brush all around us, of course, brush that hasn't been burned. But situations are volatile. They're very fluid out here in this area because of the wind. It's very steady. It's nothing to write home about right now. But again, that can definitely change quickly. In terms of how people are feeling, we generally see that they are concerned about their homes. They don't know what conditions are going to be when they wake up, if they are able to get any sleep, because the big concern is what's going to happen to my home. Will it be standing if I leave? And if I stay in
should
an
I stay or
evacuation
should I
warning
go
zone,
now?
am I going to run into traffic or potentially not be able to get out? So I think people are going back and forth right now. I checked in with one resident who was in an evacuation warning area, and they say that they are going to stay put for now because the winds have calmed down. And yeah, we can tell you firsthand that the winds have calmed down substantially from 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. But again, because situations can change, they also say we might not get any sleep. We might just be up monitoring the situation all night and just be ready to go. And a lot of people have bags packed. And as you're seeing here, this fire just continues to spread. All it needs is just a little bit of wind and lots of brush to fuel those flames, and then you have another situation down in this area. So we have never said that this area is completely contained, because we talked to firefighters and they said, hey, you know what, 1 minute it can seemingly be put out, and the other it can go up in flames again. And that's because you do see little hot spots on the hillside to the left of where that fire is just raging on. And then as that fire moves to the right, firefighters were explaining to us that the strategy is really to try to contain the spread, but they do have to keep in mind that they don't know the direction the wind is going to go 110%. So it's all kind of them assessing things on the ground, assessing things in the air, continuing to do water drops, continuing to do retardant drops. And that has been a very impressive effort. I mean, if you are going to be in this area, you certainly have heard these aircraft up in the air. You likely have seen the water drops and the retardant drops. I mean, these are heroes. They are fighting the fight, and they are trying to get a good containment on this fire. And I know this community is certainly appreciative. When we were driving up, people were applauding for the firefighters, you know, saying hello and smiling, even while they're in a panic and very emotional, because again, we've seen the devastation that these fires can have with the Eaton fire, with the Palisades fire. But firefighters bring people hope. They give them a sense that, hey, you know what, I think everything's going to be okay because they have our back. And that's a part of sewing, part of the fabric of this story is that among devastation, when we see
I can't find any cams around this area.
We also see all the goodness that comes with humankind coming together and just bringing hope to one another. So here in Castaic, on this side, close to Combat Paintball Park, we are seeing these flames starting to pop off again, but hopefully the next time we see you, we are able to report that They haven't spread much, but we will keep you posted. We'll keep monitoring the situation and checking in with fire officials. We are at a safe distance. Thankfully, these flames are moving to the right and upward, so they're not coming in our direction. We're at a safe distance. The only thing I can tell you guys is the air quality is not good. The smoke is thick. At times it can be hard to breathe. And depending on how much brush is burning, visibility is heavily reduced. So, you know, just to think that that is something that if you are with somebody who has pre-existing health conditions, somebody who needs medical attention while you are planning to potentially evacuate, make sure you are planning ahead, packing everything you need, because surely wearing masks in these conditions is an absolute must. I mean, we are close to the fire.
I want to show you guys something.
Closer than most, and so obviously the smoke is going to be more thick. We're going to smell it more. Ashes are falling, but even driving in, you can certainly, there's no way around it, smell this smoke. And so we encourage everybody, if you're in this area, if you have evacuated but you are still in the vicinity,
check this out. This is the alert cam, California.
Just put this mask on. You might not think it makes a difference, but it does, because everything you're breathing is going into your lungs. So with that, as you see these flames burning on the hillside, continuing to go to the right, we're going to send things back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Luz Delia. As you mentioned,
okay,
firefighters
let me turn this
are heroes
off.
because they save lives, and we just had
Okay, check this out. This is from the California alert camera. Watch this time lapse for 15 minutes only. Watch. Look at that. That's just 15 minutes ago. That's the last 15 minutes. This is the last 1 hour. You almost had an almost naked Temu ad. Look at that. It's calming down my ass. The last hour, it seems to have picked up like a mofo. Let's look at the last 3 hours. Now, granted, you can see more flames at night, right? But clearly it hasn't calmed down, right? You were timed out by Mob Crew? I was watching it in Coffin-Doffers. They were dual streaming. Hey, UA. These are just north of the Palisades, actually. But that's going to update, like I said, that's one of those update cameras. We'll go down here. We also have air footage. This is the Halsey Canyon Village in Castaic. This is Castaic, California. The Castaic Valley or something like that. Valley. Yeah, village. I don't know. Canyon. Castaic Canyon. So they were like wrapping up their helicopter footage for the night, and they're like, oh, it looks like it's calmed down. Sure. Looks like there was a round drone flying above. Above what in my footage here? It's probably the fixed wing aircrafts and the helicopters dropping water and fire retardant. That's what you see flying. Hey, Gyps. Gypsy, UA Crimson Tide needs Discord help. She can't even seem to find the help desk. I don't know if she's beyond help. You can't watch the cough. Well, it was the same thing though. And I chatted, you know what? I chatted in the cough. I didn't get blocked. Hey, Johnny. Did you get blocked, UA? Well, hello, Lucid. I just went live like an hour ago. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Jilly. Should I blame or thank Jay? Not sure why people think Jay has control over people's ad settings. I don't. Did they say why they're calling it the Hughes Fire? No, they didn't. Thank you, Gyps. She said she's beyond help. Can you find the help desk now, UA? UA? Jaybird in the house. Hello, April. Hello, Sarasara. Frenchie Tribe, good to see you. Frenchie, we have gone over that extensively. Absolutely extensively. If you aren't subscribed to my other channel, we did how many nights of deep dives, UA? I'm so stuffed up. I sound like I have a clothespin on my nose. Hughes Lake, I'm not sure if it's Hughes Lake. That I don't know. You liked the live stream earlier, Ludwig? Really? It was kind of like edgy for me. I'm with you, Ange. I'd be out. Your pocketbook. Yeah, I sent her a link to the help desk and it said expired or invalid or something, and it wasn't expired. Hey, Gopher. Good to see you. She asked me what my @ name was. I don't freaking know. I don't even know my @ name on Discord. Johnny, I didn't either. Hey, Snowkeeper. Are you cold? Melissa B is a coconut cooter. Bye, Kay. It was good seeing you tonight. Make your way back here soon. It was good to hear everyone talking. And yeah, I agree. I love those kind of discussions. It just seems like, because of personal feelings, you have to hold back, and it's wild. He does, Frenchie. They evacuated about 400 inmates, Mike H. They took him to another facility earlier. A wallet or a pocketbook, Ange? No, you don't. No. You're good, Ludwig. I love the discussions too. I'm just pretty, I guess the truth is, Ludwig, I'm a pretty private person. I don't typically get angry on YouTube. You know what I mean? I don't typically do that. But some things in this case have definitely sent me over the edge and made me angry. I just don't typically like to publicly display my anger like that, or crying or anything, like any kind of emotion that's out of the norm. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you guys are watching a show, or you're watching a or listening to a podcast, or you're, the chilling. This is like you're your free time. This is, you know what I mean? So I just try not to do that. Plus, I'm not really comfortable doing that. I posted something for you. Oh, thanks, Cram It. Tommy, I think they do. I think they do realize that. You're welcome, Frenchie. Thanks for asking. Yes, T-Dam. I have one of those. I have this like it's like an aerosol can of saline. But it comes and goes. Like I can get up when I'm get up and walk around, I'm not so stuffy. Pocketbook. I just think that word's funny. Oh my God, Tommy. Stop. Granny cracks me up because I know she's so funny. And I don't mean to laugh at her. You know what I mean? Right, Ludwig. And I'm not so worried about people using it against me in a negative way. I'm just not that type of person. Like, I'm not a huggy, like, I'm just not that type. Only to, like, people I'm close to and trust. So I don't typically just go on YouTube and show my ass, if you know what I mean. But Granny is just Granny. Like, what I say about me says nothing about, other people, because I'm me, she's her, and I love that makes her her. And the thing that I love even more is that she's kinder than me to start out with. Like, I'm off the bat like, fuck them, and she's like, well, no, Jay, you got to look at it this way. And then I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe. And then something else they keep going and going, and then she just, when she's done, she's done. And it just cracks me up. It's funny. But seriously, I wouldn't want her any other way. 579 votes later. Let me see where we stand. 73% of you think these are all deliberate. That they can't be just embers that flew across the... Snuggles is really Jay's nickname. When it comes to my dog or my kitty, yeah, I love to snuggle them. I need a freaking neti pot. Hate those things. I was trying to get away with it with this saline spray, They put some solid lines. Did you watch it all day, Lucid? Because they were saying it was looking better. Oh, Lord, look at this. We've got cars breaking down and crap. Look at this. I think that's what's happened here. Look. Is he talking? Let's see if Mike is talking again. Oh, he is.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Sweet.
Northbound 5, it is reopening here at the 126. You can see Caltrans.
It's Mike.
They are pulling the cones off
Everybody
the roadway.
say hi to Mike.
This really shows you the confidence that the authorities have that they're getting the Hughes Fire under control, that they are reopening the northbound 5. The southbound had reopened about an hour ago. But northbound, there was still some questions about pulling the closure or if they wanted to leave any lanes closed. And it looks like they are reopening all lanes. So that is really, really good news for all the folks that have been waiting here for a very long time. I mean, some folks may have been able to take an alternate, but others, not so much. It looks like it's backed up here from Magic Mountain Parkway. And this put a lot of extra pressure on the northbound 14.
Imagine being on your way home from work.
Earlier, I took a gander
Surprise!
at that roadway, and it was really starting to clog up. And that was a very long alternate. I've done that before. In fact, a couple of years ago, when they had the closure of the northbound
They just
5,
reopened it.
Or rather, it was down to one lane because of some damage from a fire on a holiday weekend, no less. It was, a 2 or 3 hour delay. So we went the other way, and, that only saved a little bit of time going northbound 14 to the 138. So here is the Hughes Fire, and you can see it is, some distance. I'll put up the freeway marker there. You can see, I mean, it's definitely, you would like it to be a little bit farther. We can kind of measure it there. Almost a mile. away, but they're making really good progress in stopping its forward progress here. And as the winds have calmed down, you know, this
We
is
just
still
had
a
a girl
very
say
fluid
it was
situation. So
it was
if the winds
raging.
pick back up, or if structures begin to get threatened closer to the 5 freeway, you know, they could definitely shut down lanes again. So folks are going to take this opportunity to get through as quickly as they can while they have the chance. Hopefully that won't be the case, and they'll be able to keep everything reopened. But here's the main flank of the fire right here, and we're going to turn to the east to see if I can show you from right here, because way back behind this is about I just measured this, about 4 or 5 miles back in the mountains back here is the far eastern edge of the fire. And this is just all terrain driven up here. This is right up off of Lake Hughes Road. And there's quite a few CAL FIRE personnel up here ready to meet the flames at the roadway. So, you know, Lake Hughes Road, another important alternate for the northbound 5 and for people headed towards the high desert. That's almost certainly going to be shut down for, I would say, at least the next couple of weeks as they mop this up and then also inspect the roadway for damage. You can't see the roadway in the darkness right here, but you can see the flames. Let's put up the satellite overview there. You can kind of see what we're talking about there, Lake Hughes Road. Normally a very scenic road when it's, you know, not on fire, and a good alternate headed towards the high desert. So that just shows you, though, how widespread this fire is. We're talking, you know, close to 10,000 acres now, you know, about 5 or 6 miles away, the two flanks, the eastern edge and the western edge of this fire. But the flames definitely starting to lay down a little bit here. It's just now beginning to hit that fire retardant line right in here, and hopefully within the next hour or so, we're going to start to see this fire lay down even more, Pat.
Okay, if we just
He's
want
positive.
to reiterate that you are flying at 8,000 feet, right, Darius?
Yep, up above 8,000. Actually, I think.
Oh, there's the fire road right there, right?
Pretty amazing vantage point. We're required to fly this high here. It's the request from the fire department so that they can have as much room as they need to get between Lake Castaic, which I can show you as well. Right up in there, there's a Castaic Lake. Actually, that's the lagoon. And there's the lake right there where the water dropping helicopters are still dipping into it this night. But obviously the air tankers, those huge fixed-wing aircraft, we won't get them back up until first light tomorrow morning.
Well, they're making good work, and we can see from your perfect shot right there just how widespread the fire was, and then the progress that they have made, and, of course, where they are in regards to Lake Castaic, able to get that water from that resource. We're going to go to Evelyn Taft right now, our meteorologist, who is going to tell us about the winds. We've been hearing light to moderate, even with some of our correspondents.
Is that like the fire road? It must be, right? Good evening, Sin. Hey, Marty. Took a bad fall and hurt my back. Oh, no. That ice, man, it'll get you every time, dude. And that's the worst. When you fall on ice, you're like, literally are unexpected. It hurts so bad. I'm so sorry. Is my dog real? Yeah, she's real. That's Summer. She's real. She's not live, but she's real. She's looping. That's Summer Lou. Gopher, that is the worst, though. I hate falling on ice. I get so pissed off, too. It makes me so mad. Look at this fire, man. Let's see if it stops at the road. That'll be the... Thank you, Socks. I appreciate you. I wish they'd go full screen with this. I'd like to see that road. I bet you they flick back to him when she's done talking. Bella Rose, or Summer Lou. Did I say Summer Rose? No, I didn't. If I said that, I need to log off. That's Summer Lou, and Bella Rose. Thanks. Daisy Pie. Aw. That's cute. Does Daisy Pie have a tinfoil hat? What are your ads, Sarah? Bestie is 20 miles south of this fire. Oh, shoot. They say they've got it contained, though. We're going to keep an eye on this fire road, though. See what happens. Just don't fall into your mic. I'll try not to. I wish they'd get done with the weather. Pretty Hate Machine, how you doing? You had a chihuahua named Belladonna? Cute. That's cute. I love Stevie Nicks. Did you hear the speech she gave to me? Oh my God. Oh my God. There's a small one, Debbie, but it's like super small. It's like 4 acres or something. Oh, gopher. I'm sorry. That's awful. Horrible. I appreciate you being here, Marty. I'm just waiting to see if they're going to zoom in on that road again. I want to see laser weapon used to keep firefighter questioning. What the hell? Scott Baker, what's your end go? That's the question of life. What's your end go? Ludwig. I can hear that. I can hear that in my head when I read it. Oh, I think he's talking again. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get some audio.
All right. Thank you so much, Evelyn. And you are watching live.
We'd make it to the weekend. But for now, Pat, I'll send it back to you.
All right. Yeah, we'd like to see that humidity rise above 2 or 3%.
Yes, please.
Single digits where it is. That's certainly going to help.
Miserable.
All right.
Hold on. I just got a news alert. Listen to this. Apparently, you can't install TikTok anymore. Still. This is from the New York Times. iPhones with TikTok still installed are listing for up to $1 million on eBay. Are people buying them, though? Desperate users are willing to shell out the big bucks for access to the app after it became unavailable in the App Store. Meaning if TikTokers deleted the application, they can't re-download it. On eBay, smartphones with TikTok still installed fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars, with one iPhone 16 Pro Max with the app is going for $5,000. And another iPhone 16 Plus for over $3,000. Some iPhones are even listed for over $1 million, like one in Raleigh, North Carolina. Screen protector is the only damage. Phone is perfect and has TikTok. If you deleted TikTok, I'm selling one of my iPhone 16s with TikTok installed. $5,000, one person offered on Threads. People begged in forums, I deleted TikTok and now I can't get it back. One person wrote on X, I will pay someone $5,000 for an iPhone Pro Max with TikTok still installed. DM me. Gypsy. Twitter's called X, Tommy. UA. Isn't that just fucking crazy? That's wild. Phones are expensive. I know. They're going to be hot commodities. I don't go on TikTok. I do have a TikTok, but I don't go on it. I don't have Facebook, so I'm not on there. I'm lying. I have Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. All for J is for Justice. Not personal accounts. I'd sell mine for $5,000. I'm telling you. Check out eBay. Check out people on Threads, I guess. If you already have these apps on your device, they will remain on your device. But they can't be re-downloaded if deleted or restored if you move to a new device. So you can't move. If I get a new device, I can't move TikTok to it. Because it's not in the app store. Damn it. Everyone's going to go fucking list their phone tonight. It's not clear when TikTok, which Trump said would be worthless if he didn't approve it, will be available for download from the app stores. The company was given 75 days to find a U.S. buyer, according to an executive order signed Monday. Yeah, if you downloaded it and deleted it, you can't get it back. You're screwed. You're screwed, jammers. You have TikTok but never signed up? Katie says, I have one I can sell. Canvas. Hi, Canvas. I have TikTok. How rich am I now? Better than hot commodes. What? Today's your mom's heavenly birthday. Well, happy heavenly birthday. Yesterday was my dad's. My dad also passed away in 2021. Socks. Sizzle. Yeah, there's a new one. That's wild though. Would you sell yours for $2,000? Yeah, I don't know if Elon. You know who put a freaking proposal in? Mr. Beast, that perv. Remember he had the pervy workers? I guess he said in an article that he had meetings with a bunch of billionaires. Like, what kind of billionaires is Mr. Beast hanging with? I can't believe that dude. Do you know how Mr. Beast went viral and got discovered on his YouTube? £20,000 spiritual. Do you know how, though? I'm going to tell you. He sat there methodically counting to like 500,000 or I don't know, like 100,000 for like 40 hours straight. He literally sat there and counted. Yeah, we don't need Mr. Beast buying Tic Tac, in my opinion. I get it, snowflakes. I do. But it all matters to everybody, you know? But you're right. That's not more in our face. People are worried about the wrong things on priority lists, right? Can't anyone go live on TikTok? No. I think you have to get to a certain like point. Like so many followers or something. Pervy. I was privy that it was pervy. I don't like the AIBS. Did you see that there's a $500 billion plan into AI technology? You have to have 1,000 followers on TikTok. He did, Katie, from YouTube. Mr. Beast and his freaking D's Nuts candy bar. Like, he's geared towards kids too. Like, kids buy his shit. Have you guys seen that? We're going to go a little off topic here. I don't give a shit. Have you seen the D's Nuts? I'm telling you, man. Everywhere we turn, our kids are being infiltrated with stupid shit that they don't need to be infiltrated with. Mr. Beast, D's Nuts. Oh, look it. In December. Oh, look it. He had to stop using it. Oh, not because it was inappropriate, but it was close to DEE apostrophe S nuts. I got excited. But look. D's Nuts. And it looks like a butthole with a candy bar sticking out of it. It's weird. What does the name Beast mean in the UK, Spiritual? Because my friend Incognito Potato, she tells me that different, the words that mean stuff there. And there's a guy that goes on YouTube, and Vinnie Politan always pins his comments and plays a song for McSpunky. And I was asking her if she ever saw McSpunky. And she was like, what do you mean? Because spunky meant something else, right? Like over there. McSpunky. And I was like, ooh, you're right. I have heard it called spunk. That's gross. Katie, yes. He does like game shows and stuff. And he got actually in trouble for, he's had a lot of scandals. His partner, the guy partner, turned girl. That was a huge scandal. His guy partner was married with a baby and then turned to a girl. Had like the gender reassignment and everything. And then they got caught being pervy in Discord, talking to like 12-year-olds and saying nasty things and also sending photographs. I don't know what it entailed. Trying to think of the other... Oh, the game show thing he did. He was accused of like treating not giving them water and food, and it was like a survival thing. Yeah, there's been some crazy stuff with that guy. There's been some crazy stuff. Yeah, and if you talk about him on YouTube, like let's say I made a video on him, 9 times out of 10. Oh, it does? Really, Spiritual. Interesting. I just don't know McSpunky, that name's kind of, people thought it was kind of perverted. He wanted to be YouTube. Your daughter said she wanted to be YouTube famous like Mr. Beast. Yeah. He had planted friends to be winners in past games on his channel. Yeah. He's got the most subscribers on YouTube, guys. He's the biggest YouTuber ever. I think he has some like over 300 million subscribers. Mr. Beast scandal compilation, I'm sure. Now you got me curious. Now you got me curious, Mr. Ludwig. I just think it's so gross because kids like look up to this guy. Scandal recap. Let's see. I want something short. Oh, what's this? Explained in 1 minute. Oh, God. Let's see what this says. There's whole ass videos on this. Okay. Ludwig.
This all started because of Eva Chris Tyson from the Mr. Beast team and...
Whoops. Hold on. Disclaimer, if you are a meat rider, whatever that means, and a diehard fan of Mr. Beast, then exit this window now. Okay, so exit this chat now. If you're diehard. I doubt you are.
This all started because of Eva Chris Tyson from the Mr. Beast team and a well-known best friend of Jimmy himself. Chris Tyson was found to be inappropriately texting minors. Later, it was to be found that he had been doing this since he was a real man with a wife and a small child. This is beyond me. After a while, a YouTuber named Pack404 uploaded a whole 1-hour documentary on Jimmy and the whole Mr. Beast crew. He accused Mr. Beast of rigging his videos, promoting gambling to kids, conducting illegal lotteries, doing false advertising, sold fake signatures, and not giving out the prices that he promises. Pack404 also exposed Jimmy for having an employee of him as a contestant named Mac. And people are worshipping Mac so much that they are willing to see this so-called random subscriber to be a former member in the Mr. Beast team. This even gets worse when there were several tweets stating that Jimmy was on the same Discord server where Chris Tyson sent inappropriate DMs to minors. Jimmy knew all this about Chris since the beginning. The allegations have also mentioned that Jimmy might be also interested in talking to minors. Well, that's all I got for now. Like this video so the algorithm pushes it to more people.
These are, I've seen these before. It's pretty gross. And here's Mr. Beast. Discount Milk says his penis isn't big enough. I'd know. Mr. Beast says, no, I know his penis size and it's huge. It's Hayden says, Beast, are you gay? That moment you deep throat a whole cock. Discount Milk says, I'll deep throat at Chris the meme god's dick. I mean, these are people that kids are talking to and watching. It's fucking gross, man. It's there you go. There you go, folks. There's your 300. Let's see his YouTube. I think he's like the biggest YouTuber. Hold on. I mean, that is just sick. Sick, sick, sick. Mr. Beast channel. Proof that people can just be straight up brainwashed. 347,000 or 347 million subscribers. He says that's all I got.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Which one, Katie? Yeah, those there were minors in there. Mm-hmm. Yuppers. Meat rider, e-bike rider. I don't know about that. That's just on YouTube, correct. So he's got tons of, like I said, candy bars, all kinds of shit. Isn't it unreal, Marty? And it's just like, oh, what do we do? Oh, he's powerful. He's got a lot of money. And now he wants to buy TikTok. You know how much they were asking for TikTok? like $400 billion. And this dude's in there having a meeting talking about buying it. I'm going to do my stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. I don't think these fires are going to be able to be watched all night. I mean, I don't really want to sit here all night. I'm tired, to be honest. Where do y'all think pedos go? They don't hide in the bushes wearing sunglasses. They go where the kids are. That's right. You also look up, your kids probably like to watch that idiot Blippi. Look him up. Look up good old Blippi. Look up good old Blippi. Yeah, that's what I think too, Ludwig. He was big on Twitch and Periscope. Wow. Wild stuff. I thank you for joining me tonight, though. It's always a pleasure. Wait, hold on. I thought we had a new update. We don't. All right, well, thanks for joining, guys. I'll keep my eye on this stuff. You know I'll come back if anything is pressing. I love you guys. Mwah. Thank you for your support. Please do hit the like button. Jay is for Justice over here has been a little lonely these days. And you stay safe out there in California. We love you. Till the next one, let's run our credits. Let's not run our credits. Let's just end it. I'm tired of all the fluff. Look them up, Christina. Christina, go Google them. Yeah, oh yeah. Google the old Blipster. Go Google the Blipster. I love you guys. Bye, retired. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, moderators. I love you guys. Thank you for your dedication to me, your support. It's always appreciated. You're going to be directed over to Friday Live. We got a good one on Friday. So please hit the reminder when you get portaled over there. Bye, guys.